Hello, my friends. Today we're talking about regrets, and it's really important and interesting thing how people can really regret certain things and then realize about these regrets just before they die. And there was a very, very long video by Marie Forleo when she did take the interview from one famous author who interviewed many people, and majority of them actually were sad about things which they didn't do. So most of them were not sad about things which they did, and most of them were sad about things which they didn't do, basically regrets. So this is a very interesting thing because we are in such a situation which is like an exception. Would you like to be an old man filled with regrets, waiting to die alone or something like that? That was a phrase which was repeated in this film many times, and probably it's one of the most important phrases in this film. So when we talk about these regrets, things which we didn't do in life and things which we did. So for example, if you are afraid to go live, do your videos for your business, or maybe start online business, or maybe start business in general. If you are afraid, if you think, okay, what people will think about me, what do I have to say to people, or maybe you have some fears or something like that. So whatever stopped you before, it's a very interesting thing. What we have right now, the situation in the world, is a situation when we are not necessarily going to have some bad consequences, but we are all facing the situation which has a potential danger for all of us. So it's really interesting because we are basically in the situation as that hero was. So I'm ready to be an old man filled with regrets. So what regrets do you have? Do you think you have some regrets about not traveling enough or something like that? Because you see, I was watching yesterday, this weekend, and I was watching movies Bondiana with Daniel Craig, and I was thinking about this. Like, there was a Mexican carnival, there was some different things, and I was like, oh my god, world will never be again like that. You can touch people, you can do this, you can do that. And I was catching myself during all this film with several thoughts on this topic. So basically, oh my god, we will never be able to touch each other again. Oh my god, we will never be able to do this. Oh my god, I didn't travel that place. That didn't happen. And I was like packed with regrets about this. And the thing is that I was thinking what kind of methods we can use to actually avoid these regrets, because these kind of regrets eventually, after we stay in the isolation for long enough, may be a serious cause for the depression. So how to avoid it? I come up with several methods, and if you have your own methods to cope with this, then definitely comment below and let's talk about this, because the point of this blog is actually to find solutions for people around the world for certain kind of problems. And today we talk about regrets, right? So my method was this. First of all is to come up with a list of things which I actually did. So traveling, whatever I want. So what did I do? So I just need to write down the list and see what happened. Good things happened in my life. What I was able to learn, what I was able to achieve, which places I was able to visit, and all this kind of things. So it's really interesting how much each of us achieved in life. And it's really important to be grateful for that. So that gratefulness is the idea which will help you to cope with a lot of things around having the regrets about things which you didn't do in your life yet. Now, we don't know how long this quarantine will be and stuff like that. That's why I know that it's potentially sound good if you'll start right, like, oh my god, I want to visit this place. Well, the world will not be the same again, and somehow it will change. So therefore, quite probably we need to avoid as of now the list of the things which we want to do. But instead, I would recommend you to write a list of things which you can do, right now, sitting home, and do them having in mind that you can potentially utilize the things. For example, if you don't know English, if you don't know Spanish, if you don't know Japanese or something like that, if you don't know certain language, but you wanted to visit this place, Japan, I don't know, any English-speaking country, some Spanish-speaking country, think about it. You can learn this new language and build up the skill, having in mind that potentially you can utilize it on the way to your dream. So this will be an effort which you probably would avoid before because you didn't have time, but right now you have time. So think about it. You have time, you have ability, and you have internet to use this kind of thing to learn something. So write down the list of the things which are relative to those dreams which you had before. Like, for example, I wanted to visit Venice this year, and it wasn't my plan, and I will not do that. So I definitely have this regret about this because I really, really wanted to do it. I had a plan, I had timing. I also wanted to visit Krakow. I also had plan, I had timing, and now none of these plans is going to happen. But what I can do about that, I can learn something about these places online, and once I will visit these places, I will be more prepared. Or I can do some other kind of planning. I can think about what I potentially may need for this kind of traveling. So for example, I need more money, more freedom, or something like this, so I can focus on my business. So what I mean, you can create a list of the secondary potential activities which you can do so that you will not be that old man filled with regrets, ready to die alone. So this is really important to, if you like, keep ourselves busy. Think about this idea that we really, really need to be people in action, because again, psychologists say that, if you will do nothing, if you will just spend this isolation time like alone with Netflix and the glass of wine, you have more potential to get into depression than if you will keep yourself busy. So yesterday we were talking about the habits which you can build and which will help you to have really more sustainable life and more effective life than usually. Today I want to tell you this, that regrets can be your potential vehicle to more successful life and future, because this is one of the methods. Psychologists give you an example, like imagine that you are going to die tomorrow. What is this thing, that one thing that you really want to do, really, really want to do, and you see that, okay, you didn't have time to do that. So you really regret about that. This is very, very known psychological method, unconventional psychology, of course. But the point is that once you refine this one thing, which you really, really want to do, and as you know that if you will die tomorrow or something like that, you know that money is not a question, nothing is a question. You really, really want to do that one thing. And we are in this situation when we can easily imagine this, that, okay, what if this is the last day of my life? What exactly do I want to do to not have that major regret and really feel like I achieved something and feel comfortable, great about that? So I'll just repeat you what I was mentioning to you in this video. So first thing, just write down the list of that what you achieved in your life and what you can be grateful for. The second thing, write down the list of that what you want to achieve, whatever it is in situation in the world. And the third thing, create the list of the secondary things which you can do right now to feel more comfortable about their goals, which we don't know if they will happen or not. So using new languages, talking about the business which will give you more money or something like that, maybe go live, maybe practice more video, maybe forget about your regrets or fears about what people will think if you will do your videos or post more regularly or whatever. So whatever fears you had, how you can ditch them right now, because there is no time to have fears or regrets. There is no time to be a person who is not ready to achieve things, who is thinking small. Right now it's a time to think big and really achieve things which you always dreamt, but some fears stopped you inside. So this is a good time to do that. You actually have time, you actually have potential right now, and you actually have really unpredictable future, all of us. It's a very rare thing when all the globe around have very unpredictable future, really unpredictable future. So good time to be brave, and that's just a food for thought. If you have any other coping methods which can help you to work against the regrets in life, comment below. I would like to hear your thoughts. I would like to have a discussion about that, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.